This is my high protein meal prep, what I eat in a day. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. This channel is all about helping you, if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in great shape. And today I'm going to show you my meal prep, because meal prep is so important when it comes to weight loss. So first off, I'm going to talk about what we need for meal prep. And the thing is, we're going to need some plastic containers, aren't we? It's quite a good idea to have a stack of plastic containers like this. And this one's got 2 compartments. And then also go for some of these, which it's just got 1 compartment. You fit all your meal in 1 compartment. And then the other thing that I like to use is plastic containers, and they're really good for sauces. So it's quite a good idea if you're preparing your food ahead to actually prepare your sauce to go on the side rather than putting it in with the food. I will link some of these plastic containers in the description where you can purchase them on Amazon. For food hygiene reasons, it's a good idea to just prepare food up to 3 or 4 days ahead, because after that, the food might not be okay for you to eat. But what you can do is actually batch cook things and then freeze them. And so sometimes I'll cook up some of my meat or some of my chicken or fish up ahead and then just freeze that, which makes things really convenient. So the first thing that I'm gonna cook is burrito bowls, and they are great because you can kind of really keep it flexible, put anything you like in them. The main ingredient for me is going to be ground beef, and I've got 5% ground beef here, so it's not too much fat in it. But you could use ground turkey, ground chicken, or soya mince. It doesn't really matter. That's going to be your main protein source. And I'm going to put Brussels sprouts in mine. I absolutely love chopped up Brussels sprouts. I'm going to be using a pepper, some chili peppers, some spring onion, or some people call them scallion, some cherry tomato, some spinach, and some avocado. I'm not actually going to add the avocado at the meal prep. I'm also going to be using black beans, but you can use any beans you like. And I'm going to be using canned or packet tomato because I'm going to make a sauce to go on the side. And in that sauce, I'm going to be using garlic paste. And I've got a bunch of spices here. So the first thing we need to do is fry our meat or our soya mince or our turkey mince. And I like to use this light spray oil because it's just going to reduce the amount of fat that's in this dish. It's only 1 calorie per squirt, and if you're using a non-stick pan, you don't really need a lot of oil. So first things first, I'm just going to spray a couple of squirts of light fry oil. The next thing I'm going to make to go in the burrito bowls is a salsa, and I'm going to keep it really simple. You can use canned tomatoes. I've got a packet of tomatoes here. Then I'm going to use some fresh chili, which I've already chopped. So all I'm going to do is just throw everything into the blender. So I'm using a NutriBullet here, but you can use any type of blender. I've got some chopped chili. Actually, I'm going to put in some of the chopped spring onion as well that I've already chopped for the burrito bowls. And I'm just going to add in a teaspoon of garlic paste. And then I'm just going to put it in the blender and blend. So that's it, that's my salsa, my tomato and chili pepper sauce. So now we've got to the stage where we're going to put everything in our plastic boxes. I showed you these boxes earlier on, so I'm going to use these that have got different compartments because I'm going to separate the meat from the vegetables. And I'm just going to use these little pots here to put some of the salsa in. So one of the things I want to do is I want to weigh the food out. So I'm going to use my scale here. And the first thing is I'm going to do the meat. I've got my cooked beef and I'm just going to do 100 grams of that cooked beef. And then I've drained my black beans, so I'm going to have 100 grams of the black beans as well. And then all I need to do now is just put in some of the chopped vegetables. So I've got the spinach there, I've got the Brussels sprouts, got some of the spring onions, I'm going to have some tomatoes, and just for taste I'm going to have a few chili peppers. So those are my burrito bowls, and what we need to do right at the last minute is add our avocado, but we don't want to do that at this point because by the time you get to eat it, it's going to be really brown, isn't it? Just take it with you and add it chopped up at the last minute. So those are my quick and easy meal prep burrito bowls. When it comes to meal prep, I really love to do my meal prep ahead. That might sound funny, mightn't it? Because how can you love meal prep? But the thing is, it saves me a lot of time in the long run. Women that do their meal prep tend to be much more successful when it comes to weight loss because you're not going to be caught off the hoof or hungry without anything to eat, because that's what can make you turn to the wrong foods when you're ill prepared. And the other benefits are it actually saves you money and it does save you time in the long run. So although you might have spent a day or half a day doing meal prep, you don't have to cook any meals for the next 3 days. Next up, it's Asian style chicken with noodles and steamed vegetables. I've got some chicken breast there that I'm going to be using. I've got garlic paste, I've got ginger paste, I've got soy, I've got coconut milk from the refrigerator, which is much lighter than the tin stuff. I've got some green veggies, broccoli and sugar snap peas. And these are Shirataki noodles. They're noodles that really have very few calories, so they're 9 calories per serving. And they don't have any carbohydrate in. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop up the chicken and marinate it. Bit of coconut milk. I'm putting in some optional turmeric here for colour and garam masala with crushed chilli flakes. I'm going to make the peanut sauce that's going to go on the side. So I'm just going to start with some coconut milk, and then I'm going to add some of this PB peanut butter powder, and it's much lower in fat than standard peanut butter. I'm adding very heaped teaspoons, which is about a level tablespoon, 4 of those. And then I'm going to add some soy sauce, which is a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce. And then I'm going to add the ginger paste again. And a little bit of garlic paste. And I'm adding some chilli flakes. I'm blending this up in the NutriBullet. So I'm just going to pour that into the pot. And that's going to go on the side. And you can see I've got quite a bit left over, but I can freeze that. The chicken's been marinating, and I'm just going to pour that into a baking tray. I'm going to bake that in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 350 or 180. While the chicken's cooking, I've prepped up my Shirataki or konjac noodles, and what you need to do is actually give them a really good old rinse, because they've got this liquid in that doesn't sort of taste very nice, so it's quite important. But I'm not going to cook them up ahead, because what I want to do is heat it up when I'm ready to eat. My vegetables are ready now. They've been boiling, so it's important to take those off the heat because you don't want them to overcook. The chicken can be exchanged for tofu. So if you're having 100 grams of chicken breast, which I am, have about 150 to 170 grams of tofu. You'll be sure that you're actually getting enough protein in. I'm going to get everything into the boxes now, starting with the noodles. And you could use rice here, you don't have to use noodles. I don't need to weigh out these noodles because they're so low in calories. They're like 9 calories per portion. I'm going to put in the vegetables. I'm not going to weigh out the vegetables because it's not so important to weigh those out. I'm going to get the scale, press 0, and I'm putting it onto grams, and I'm going to have 100 grams of the chicken breast. So I have got some chicken left over, and what I'll do is I'll just freeze that. And now I'm just going to add the pots of the peanut sauce. And I'm going to just sprinkle some spring onion over the top. And then what I'll do is I'll heat those up. When I'm ready to eat them, I'll heat them up. Let me know in the comments section whether you already meal prep or whether as a result of this video you're going to take up meal prep, because I promise you if you do this you will get used to it and it just becomes part of your life. If you like this video, please do give it the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and get the bell notification so you're notified when my videos first drop. And don't forget, you can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok around fitness and weight loss for women over 40 and over 50, and when we're going through the menopause.